Oh, hey. 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 Hey Hey, and see you guys there. But I'm sure glad that you're here. And I think Travis is glad you're here too because he was about to fart in the microphone.
Not too, yeah, too late for that.
And you may be asking yourself, Turd, why was Travis going to fart in the microphone? I have 2 words that will answer, and every one of you, whether you've ever been an MVG or not, will understand. And those 2 words, Jose Cazares. Enough said.
Hey, wait a minute.
And also to prove that this episode is being filmed in THX quality.
And trust me.
Without that annoying ass loud sound.
No, Travis's farts go in THX backwards.
That lets you buy a vowel.
All right. But with that being said, it is good to have all of you here. This is episode 3 of season number 3. This is October 28th, 2024. We're a little sorry that we're coming to you late, but, shit happens. And
Yeah, definitely.
it does, and it may happen during this episode, so keep your ears peeled. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and have a great show, why don't we? Okay. And we do it in 3, 2, 1.
Yes, Monopoly! The world's most popular board game is now Monopoly the TV game, and here come the players. The red player is Scott, and watch me screw this up because the gold player is either Seffi or Doug, and the green player is either Doug or Seffi. Here comes the Mr. Monopoly, Jason Myers, and here comes your host, Turd Ferguson!
Woo! Yes! That may possibly be one of the greatest intros that I have ever had. Thank you so very much there, Mr. Travis Coulter. See, you give him a week off to just play, and he comes back fully refreshed and ready to go. He's like Neutrogena face wash. He's clean and clear and under control. But welcome back here to the 3rd week of season 3 of Monopoly. I am your party host, your DJ, and your VJ, and probably your best friend as well, Turd Ferguson. Boy, we're here. We've got a good one in store for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, out there in YouTube land. We have got our defending champion. He's over in the red podium. He comes back to us after taking down Peach Boba last week with a total of $11,708. Please welcome back to the Monopoly stage, Scott Michels. Thank you so much there, Jason Myers, for that applause. Boy, I can always count on you. So, yeah, Scott, come...
What the hell? Can you hear that?
Nope.
What the fuck kind of shit?
Hey Jason, hold down your power button for 7 seconds.
Yeah.
We're gonna try that again. How about that? Now.
Oh, hey, there it is.
Hey!
Well, you asked Neil Sternitsky to go get you the sounds for Tic-Tac-Doe 90, and then Jason forgets to do the clapping. What can I expect? But Scott, back here again, like I said, you took down Peach Boba last week, man. You racked up just under $12,000. Again, I believe we said last week was your 972nd appearance here on Monopoly. So back for 973 this week. How are you feeling knowing who you're up against?
I'm up against 2 good trivia players. Last week I definitely got lucky with the rolls and everything towards the end to give me the win. I'm hoping that luck will come back this week and carry me to 2nd win in a row.
Okay. Well, if you would tell everybody out there, because I haven't done this season, and I've been forgetting about it. So, if you would remind everybody where you're from, what you do for a living, and when do you think you're going to start your first season of Monopoly?
I I'm Scott Michels. I'm from Ripon, Wisconsin. I am a college student, and my first season of Wheel of Fortune, what? Monopoly.
Good answer.
My first season of Monopoly will come once I get my head straight, apparently.
So next
Well, I would say if you want your head straight, make sure Heather lifts up 2 inches. But with that being said, we wish you the best of luck tonight there, Scott, and we're definitely looking forward to the night that it'll be Scott against Heather here. Although that would be kind of odd because there's 3 podiums, and who would be in that one? But yeah, we're going to go over here to the gold podium and meet
Wait
this.
9 months, we'll figure out who's going to be the third one.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure that anything comes in 9 months if all they're doing is swallowing. So, ladies and gentlemen, from the yellow podium or the gold podium or whatever it is, Brandon Scruggs in here this week, so we're going to call it the yellow podium. It's Doug Trovinger.
Hello.
So, Doug, this is your first appearance, if I'm not mistaken. This might be one of your first appearances ever on Monopoly. No, let me take that back. No, this is your.
Once last.
That is right. You actually played twice last season, and in 2 appearances, you were able to come up with a total of $115. And that's actually a true story. So, Doug, tell me, how this year are you going to be able to make at least 120?
I think every answer I'm just going to say Bonanza.
If you do that,
It may not be so good.
if you do that, Travis Coulter Discovery may actually get you for copyright violation and take down your channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing on it. Oh.
Well,
But no, I'm going to try to focus on the questions, and if there are ones that I feel confident I can answer, I'm going to hit that button.
So none of them.
Damn.
Travis Coulter
Boy,
coming in
actually,
with the pew
boy,
pew.
you're just so peachy.
No, he's Travesy. But yeah, Doug, so if you would, go ahead and tell everybody where you're from, what it is that you do for a living, and with me already knowing what you're doing for a living, this question will make sense after you answer the second one. Which company do you plan on taking over next?
Oh, jeez. So I'm a small business owner in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, about 25 miles east of Nashville, and about 35 minutes northwest of Turd, Ferguson. I'm also the franchise owner of the Ice Rockets Hockey Club, family of franchise beer league teams. And the next company I would take over, hell, I don't know. Maybe Bonanza, so we can open up the Ponderosa Steakhouses again.
Well, there you go. Yes. So that means that the next question will be an attack chance time. So whoever gets this question right will be able to take over a spot from someone else. Got that one on the fly.
The yellow podium's got some stains, I think, from Nels.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that later. Okay, so Doug, we wish you the best of luck. And finally, we go over to our green podium. I do believe I've been told I'm allowed to call it the green podium. This gentleman has been a frequent player of Monopoly as well. He is the other Scott, but I'm not sure if he's the superior Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Seffy McVeigh.
I would beg to differ, Mr. Ferguson. Remember, I did win season 3 though, so there you go.
Well, you said something, but I wasn't sure what it was during the clapping, so we'll just go with it and say, that's so funny.
Right, okay.
So, Scott, I know that you have a fairly unsuccessful podcast that you have going on right now. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's something we do every Saturday night, though. It's actually pre-recorded, but it's basically where myself and Jason DeCanio are trying to talk about news of the weirds and a few other funny things. It lasts about an hour, though. Other than that, it's pretty kind of a little fun thing, and we've been doing it here for about several months now.
Have the two of you ever had an argument of which one of you looks more like Cartman?
No, not yet.
Well, I would
But
suggest
I
that.
think it would be pretty close. I'd be pretty closer to it, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have to say this. I've seen a picture of you. I believe it was from the podcast, to where it was just a picture of your head, and I was pretty sure I was looking at the prototype for Mr. Potato Head. So,
I have.
so if you would tell everybody out there where you're from, what it is you do for a living, and why are you the superior Scott?
Well, first of all, I come from Hayes, Kansas, and I have worked at a hardware store as a cashier associate. Why am I the superior Scott? Let's see here. I'm older. I've got some good brain knowledge there, and even though you might not have heard it during the clapping, I think I won this season of the show last year, though.
Well, let's see real quick. We can, of course, take a look at that because we've got, the Turd Ferguson
yep, he did.
4000. And, yeah, you most certainly did. You were our grand champion last year. You walked out of here with just under $300,000 for the season. So, right now, you're right. You are the superior Scott. So, that's your first correct answer of the night. Unfortunately, that one was for $0, so you can pick a vowel later in the game. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, those are our contestants. All right, so we are ready to get started with our game here tonight. And again, as always, before we get started here, I'd like to give a shout out to those that I know for sure are out there in the live chat tonight. Dylan, Robert, Timothy. Timothy, I think this is one of the first times I've seen you there. Mutzer. Yep, all of you that are out there, good to see you. Somebody go figure out where Tony's at, because I'm kind of surprised he's not here yet. But as always, it is good to have you guys here. Oh, there's a few more that popped up. Neil's, of course, out there. And John Justice. Good to see you guys. And again, remember, get into MVG Productions. I'd love to meet some of you guys on here and be able to give you shit just like I do these carnival freaks. So,
Yeah, we love you too, Turd.
that's a bunch of bullshit, but let's just roll with it anyway and just believe it. So let's go ahead and do a quick buzzer check. Scott, you know yours. Fantastic. Doug? Good job. And Scott? Fantastic. All right, so this is the acquisition phase of our game. So, of course, in this round, we're going to make our way all the way around the board one time, stopping at each individual colored property. When we're there, you'll notice there's a dollar amount at the bottom of that property. That is how much the trivia question for that property is going to be worth. What? Trivia questions? Really? Trivia questions? I'm pretty sure this is where I'm actually getting my thumbs down, because I make little jokes about the trivia questions here. But yes, we do trivia questions here. We like to see what these people know, not just that they can count from 1 to 2. So, if they get the question correct, they will take control of that property and get the dollar amount at the bottom of the property. If no one happens to get the question right, we'll cut the dollar amount in half until someone gets it. Once we've made it through all the properties, if someone owns all of them, they're going to get a little special bonus to their bank. If it's owned by multiple people, then we'll go into a special showdown round. So with that being said, let's get this thing started. We start in our brown property group and Mediterranean Avenue. This is a $60 property. Best of luck to all players. Here comes your first question this evening. Players, what East Coast state is nicknamed the Garden State? Michels.
New Jersey?
New Jersey is correct. $60 to you. And you have Mediterranean Avenue. Next up is Baltic Avenue. $60. Here's the question. In television, Leonardo DiCaprio played a homeless... And that's Scott McVeigh.
That's Growing Pains.
On what television sitcom? Growing Pains is correct. $60 to you. And we have a tie. We got one property each for the Scots, so they are going to go into a showdown. Whoever gives me the first correct answer here will take the brown properties. Doug, you cannot buzz in during this next question. Okay? So remember, there's no money to be lost if you give me an incorrect answer. Only money to be gained by taking control of the monopoly. So here comes your showdown. Introduced in 1981, which stainless steel sports car shares its name with the man, and that's Michels.
Aston Martin?
No, I'm sorry. With the man who created it. McVeigh.
That's a DeLorean.
DeLorean is correct, and you have taken the Brown Property Group. With that comes $120 of combined value, taking you up to $180. We now go into our light blue properties, and Oriental Avenue is where we begin. Here's your question for $100. Everyone is now involved. In music, which country singer rose from obscurity in 1957 with the song Walking After Midnight? McVeigh.
Patsy Cline.
Patsy Cline is correct. $100 to you. You're up to $280. Next up is Vermont Avenue. $100 for this question. In movies, what 1972 film contained the line, "I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse"? Michels.
The Godfather.
Godfather is correct. 100 to you takes you to 160. One for McVeigh, one for Michels. Next up is Connecticut Avenue. $120 for this property. According to the Bible, what did God tell Moses to remove when he spoke at the burning bush? That would be his shoes. His shoes. All right, so we're now going to cut that property down in half, $60. Here comes the next question. In history, the Civil War battle known as Antietam took place in what U.S. state? Unfortunately, that came after the buzzer. Correct answer there is Maryland. Maryland.
Okay,
All right.
wrong.
Still $60. We don't go any lower than cutting it in half once. Next question. What General Mills cereal contains stars and clovers and and that's Michels.
Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms is correct. 60 to you takes you to 220. All right, so we've made it through all the light blues. Scott Michels has 2. Scott McVeigh has 1. Doug, nothing doing for you yet, so you'll sit out here. Michels, I need 1 correct answer. McVeigh, I'm going to need 2. First, in the Iliad, Paris awarded the golden apple to what goddess of love? Michels?
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite is correct, and you have taken the light blue property group. With that is $320 of combined value, taking you up to $540. Now we turn on to 2nd Street. Into our magenta properties is St. Charles Place. $140. Here's the first question with all 3 players available to play. What H, as in Henry, is both a unit of frequency and a rental car company? Scott Michels.
Hertz.
Hertz is correct. $140 to you takes you to $680. Next up is States Avenue. Another $140 question. In astronomy, the North Star is located within and that's McVeigh.
And that would be the Little Dipper.
Little Dipper is correct. $140 to you takes you to $420. 1 for Michels, 1 for McVeigh. Next up is Virginia Avenue. $160 for this question. In nature, what frog larva is distinguished by its... And that's Scott Michels.
Tadpole.
Tadpole is correct. $160 to you takes you to $840. So we're ready for another showdown. Michels again has 2. McVeigh 1. Trovinger is over there scratching his watch and sniffing his ass. All right. So,
Hey now.
you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
Go
All right.
play.
So, here
I'd rather
is...
not be in the hole to start.
Well, that's what she said. Here comes the first showdown. Which United Nations agency was the principal force in eradicating smallpox? Michels.
The World Health Organization.
World Health Organization is correct, and you have taken the magenta property group. With that comes $440 of combined value, taking you up to $1,280. We now move over to our orange property group. We start with St. James Place. It's a $180 property. We start with this question. Everyone is involved. The leaf featured on the current Canadian flag is from Scott Michels.
Maple.
Maple tree is correct. $180 to you takes you to $1460. Next up is Tennessee Avenue, my home. $180, players. In music, who was the original lead singer of Black Sabbath? McVeigh.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne's correct. 180 to you. You're up to 600. All right, we now move over to New York Avenue, home of the Hirsch. $200 with this question. In movies, who directed the film Schindler's List? McVeigh.
Spielberg.
Spielberg is correct. 200 to you. You're up to 800. All right, little reversal of fortune there. This time McVeigh has 2. Michels has 1. Doug still over there sniffing his watch. All right. Here we go with this showdown. In history, Kublai Khan's victory over the Sung dynasty gave him control of what country? And that's McVeigh.
Mongolia.
No, I'm sorry. Michels? Go ahead.
China?
It was China.
Oh.
All right, that's 1 for you now. Whoever gives me the next correct one will take the orange property group. In math, what is 125 divided by 5? Michels.
25.
25 is correct, and you have taken the orange property group. With that comes $560 of combined value, taking you up to $2,020. Now we make the turn. No, Doug. So now we go over into our red property group. We start with Kentucky Avenue, home of people that are missing all of their teeth. $220, players. Everyone is involved except Doug, who's again over there trying to decide which one's his buzzer and which one's the hole in the ground. Here comes your first question. What Hasbro military action figure got its... And that's McVeigh.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. 220 to you, takes you to 1,020. Next up is Indiana Avenue, home of John Bergman. Again, another $220 question. In language, what 2-word French phrase translates to have a good journey? McVeigh.
Bon voyage.
Bon voyage is correct. 220 to you, takes you to 1,240. We now go to Illinois Avenue, $240. Here's the next question. What early American patriot invented bifocals? McVeigh.
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin is correct, and $240 comes to you. You also have all 3 properties in red already, which means you get that property group, and the $680 of combined value, which takes you to $2,160 and gives you the lead. We now go to our yellow properties. We start with Atlantic Avenue, $260. Hey, Doug, these are yellow. See if you can get them. Let's start with this question. From the Greek meaning to steal, what psychological term describes a person addicted to theft? McVeigh.
Kleptomaniac.
Kleptomaniac is correct. 260 you takes you to 2420. Next up is Ventnor Avenue. $260 question. In television, who was the original host of The Twilight Zone? Trovinger.
Was that Alfred Hitchcock?
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you 260. McVeigh.
Rod Serling.
Rod Serling is correct. 260 you. You're up to 2680. We now go to Marvin Gardens. $280 for this question. McVeigh does have 2, by the way. What packaged food is advertised as the San Francisco treat? McVeigh.
Rice-A-Roni.
Ding, ding. $280 comes to you. And you once again have swept a Monopoly, which means you take the property group. $800 of combined value takes you up to $3,760. We now make our turn onto 4th Street. Uh-oh, here it comes. He's about to say it. We start with a very specific avenue. It's Atlanta. No, it's Pacific. I'm just joking. $300. All players are involved. Here comes your question. In literature, the ship Hispaniola appears in what 1883 Robert Louis Stevenson novel? Michels.
Treasure Island?
Buried treasure! Treasure Island is correct. $300 to you. Takes you to 2320. Next up is the home of Brandon Scruggs, North Carolina Avenue. $300 question. In art, what I as an igloo is the movement most closely and that's Scott Michels.
Impressionism?
With Monet and Renoir, Impressionism is correct. 300 to you, 2620. Let's see if you can sweep this category as we move to the home of the president, Pennsylvania Avenue. $320. Next question. At the end of World War II, what U.S. Army general presided over the surrender of Japan? McVeigh.
MacArthur.
MacArthur is correct. 320 to you, takes you to 4,080. So we're back to a showdown here between Michels, who has 2 properties, McVeigh that has 1. So need 2 correct answers from McVeigh, 1 from Michels, and Doug is still over there trying to figure out if he's actually standing behind the correct podium. Here we go with our first showdown. What brother of Shirley MacLaine won an Academy Award for, and that is McVeigh?
Oh, gosh. That is Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty is correct. All right, so next correct answer takes the Monopoly. What brand of canvas high-top sneakers are also known as Chuck Taylors? Michels.
Converse.
Converse is correct, and you have taken the green property group. With that comes $920 of combined value, taking you up to $3,540. All right, we now move over to our final property group. It's our dark blues, and we start with Park Place. $350. Doug, this is serious. You really need to get in on this. Here is the first question. In fashion, what K is in kangaroo is a loose, wide sleeve, and that is Doug.
Is it cashmere?
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $350. I'll finish the question. Is a loose, wide sleeve, traditional Japanese robe? Michels.
Kimono.
That is a kimono. Correct. $350 to you takes you to $38.90. And now we come to our final property of the acquisition phase. This is Boardwalk. $400 players. Here comes what may be the last question of the acquisition round. What 1970s song by Van McCoy started a dance step by the same name? Do the hustle.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to cut that property in half now. $200. Next question. To protest British taxation, rebellious America, and that's McVeigh.
Boston Tea Party.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept that answer. I will finish the question. Excuse me, let me buzz you back in because I need to take that money from you. I will finish the question for Doug and Michels. To protest British taxation, rebellious Americans tossed 342 chests of tea. Doug?
The Boston Harbor?
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm reading this question now. And this was a bad question, so I'm going to give Scott his money back. And it's going to stay at $200. Brand new question. I read that and I was like, you can't do that. All right, here we go. Named for a British estate, which Olympic sport is played with a shuttlecock? Michels.
Badminton.
Badminton is correct. $200 to you for that. You have also swept the category and the color group, I should have said. $750 of combined value comes your way, which takes you to $4,840. And this is where we come to the end of our acquisition round. Let's take a look at where we currently stand. Right now in third place is our gold player, Doug Trovinger. He has no monopolies to his name and negative $610. In second place with 3 monopolies and $4,080 is our green player, Scott McVeigh. And in first place with 5 monopolies and $4,840 is Scott Michels. This is where we go and take our first commercial break. While we're in that break, players are going to be spending that money doing upgrades of houses and hotels. And when we come back, we're going to play our 15-minute big money round to see who's going to move on to play our bonus game for up to I believe we're at $70-something thousand right here on Monopoly. Welcome back, everybody, here to Monopoly. Man, we're having some fun here tonight, if you can't tell. And, you know, if you really can't tell, man, why are you here to start with? But, yeah, we're having a good game here tonight. Well, everybody except for Doug is, but I think we can all look at the screen and tell why that is. Although he has been mysteriously over there laughing, and we can't figure out why. My guess is he accidentally sat on a kazoo. So let's take a look at how things stand as we sit right now. In third place is, again, Doug Trovinger with negative $610, and he doesn't own a damn thing. Currently, I'm pretty sure Scott Michels and Scott McVeigh own half of his name each. In second place is Scott McVeigh, $2,080. You notice he has hoed everything out that he owns. Scott Michael still in first place at $2,240. He has hoteled 4th Street, and he did 3 houses on all of his other properties on 1st and 2nd Street. With all that being said, this is the time of the game I absolutely love, because this is when I bring in a close, personal, dear friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage Mr. Monopoly himself, Jason Myers.
What's up, everybody? What's up, sir?
Quantavia.
Are you also the spokesperson for the International House of Pancakes?
No, but I think you've become the international spokesperson for Tickle Me Elmo over there.
More like tickle his elbow. But
that's what Katie Bergman's been doing to him the whole episode.
That's what it is. He told me he wanted me to touch his weenus.
That's off limits, Miss Kitty. Just go backstage.
I'll not only go backstage, but I'll come in your back door.
I was going to say,
hell?
between backstage and backstage.
Wow, man, she's feisty tonight. Well,
Just a little bit.
It's crowded in the middle.
Quantavius with a T, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, as I said, this right here is definitely a 2-horse race between Michels and McVeigh. So which Scott are you feeling the best that may come out on top tonight?
It's ironic because somebody out in the live chat said this is a battle of the dueling Scots. So they think Scott's going to win tonight. So I say, yeah, Scott's going to win. I'm just not going to say which one.
Well, I would say I think it's pretty safe to bet at this point that a Scott's going to win. The only bet that I think is up in the air is, will Doug finish this game in positive dollar amount?
Well, you said his goal is 120, so we'll see.
Well, we will see,
We
but
got $730 to go.
yep, who knows? You might get a question. All right, so of course, as we go into this round here, this is our big money round. We're going to be trying to go around this board as many times as we possibly can in 15 minutes time. Every time that we stop at one of the properties, whoever owns that's going to get a trivia question. If they get it correct, they will earn the dollar amount based on the upgrades that they have made to the property. If they get it wrong, it won't cost them anything, but then it will become a toss-up question for the other 2 players, in all likelihood only for one of them, and they'll probably be named Scott. Now, if they get it right, they will steal that money, but if they get it wrong, they are going to lose that dollar amount. Of course, we've got the bane of my existence, Chance, a community chest out there, which I'm pretty sure Jason will roll on the very first roll of the evening. We've got
you said that last episode, it didn't happen.
No, but it happened way too many times for my liking. We have our utilities, electric company, and waterworks, which allows the opportunity for there to be a big dollar amount one. Free parking's got $500 in it, as always. Luxury tax and income tax looking to take money away from players. And, of course, those railroads. We hit those. It'll be hostile takeover time, and we'll learn more about that when it comes that time. I would like to say, as we are getting started with this round, Again, just want to kind of give a reminder to all of our fans that are out there in the live chat. We're so glad that you're here. But please make sure, we love the little funny things that you guys say on there. Sometimes you notice we'll even get them out there on there. But please be very careful about making any schedule comments out there of things that might be coming up on MVG. Now, of course, if it's stuff that we've already announced, absolutely feel free to promote that. We love that you do that. But when you throw things out there that are things that have not been announced and for all intents and purposes are not things that are on our schedule, it can get those people that are in our viewing audience confused, and we don't want that to happen. I know there was one person that threw that out there about something that was going to be a marathon on Thursday night. That is not something that any of us are currently aware of that's scheduled. So let's just kind of be careful about that, because we want everybody to always know when we've got the great programming here at MVG Productions and Grandma Studios as well. So let's just be careful about throwing that out there. But, oh, there's Tony finally. I see him out there. Tony, good to see you. And, of course, he enters with quite the loud belch. We figured. Who knows, Tony? Last I heard, you're actually a member of MVG Productions, so you could come in here and just talk to us. But we'll see if that happens or not. So let's get started here. Again, 15-minute big money round. So there you go. Quantavius with a C. Whenever you're ready, give us that first roll, and that timer will begin.
Let's get 7.
He wants a 7. We start out with doubles. It's a 6.
And that takes us to Oriental Avenue.
And Scott Michels, this is your property. 3 houses, $330 on the line. I'll question that strategy later. But this question is yours.
Scott, on the Bullwinkle show, what was the name of the boy adopted by Mr. Peabody the dog?
Rocky.
No, toss up. McVeigh. Sherman is correct. 330 to you. Takes you to 2410. Next roll, please.
3 and 5 for an 8.
And that takes us to Virginia Avenue.
All right, Scott Michels. Let's try this again. 540 on the line this time.
Michaels, which large amphitheater in Rome was opened in 80 AD to showcase gladiator combat?
Coliseum.
Coliseum is correct. 540 to you. Takes you to 2780. Next roll.
3 and 5 for an 8 again.
We love our 8s. Ah, looky there. So we have landed on Chance, and this Chance says, advance to Illinois Avenue. So 2 spaces away.
Well, that was a short trip. Scott McVeigh, this works out in your favor. $1,100 on the line for this question.
All right, Steffi. In which month of the year do Americans observe President's Day?
That's February.
February is correct. 1,100 to you. Takes you to 3510. Next roll.
We got a 2 and a 4 for a 6.
Oh, and we have went to jail. That is $50 from each of you to be able to immediately get out of jail. We take that and put that in the free parking jackpot, which now stands at $650. Next roll.
Doubles, and it's a 2.
And that's the electric company.
Yes, players, this is one of our 2 utility properties. The value of this question is worth 100 times what I just rolled, so $200, and it's open season.
All right, players. In music, what La Bamba singer was posthumously and that is Michaels.
Ricky Martin?
No, I'm sorry. No money lost. McVeigh.
Richie Valens.
Richie Valens is correct. 200 to you. 3660. Next roll.
We got a 5 and a 3 for an 8.
Of course we do. Oh, and that takes us to free parking.
Open season question again, players. This time there's $650 sitting in the free parking jackpot. Who wants it?
Players, what H is in Henry is the unit of measurement used to determine the height, and that is Doug.
Is it the hectare?
No, I'm sorry. Okay, Michels.
Hand.
Hand. It's the height of a horse. Hand is correct. So we will award free parking to you. That takes you to $33.80, and we put $500 more in free parking for the next time around. Next roll.
Which one to bet this is either a 6 or an 8? 7! This is
Fentner Avenue.
All right, Scott, Big V, 1150 on the line for this question.
Seffi, what train that ran from Paris to Istanbul was the subject of an Agatha Christie mystery?
That's the Orient Express.
Orient Express is correct. 1150 to you. You're up to 4810. Next roll.
Doubles, and it's a 4.
And that takes us to Pacific Avenue.
All right, Scott, Michels, a chance to try to get closer to Seffi over there. It's 1275 on the line.
All right. In movies, what 1970s comedy duo starred in the film Up in Smoke?
Oh my God.
Time's up.
see
McVeigh.
Cheech and Chong.
Cheech and Chong is correct. 1275 to you. 6085. Next roll.
5 and a 2 for a 7.
Oh, and that's luxury tax.
Yeah, time to pay up, players. $75 a piece, please, and thank you.
All right, that goes in the free parking jackpot, taking it to $725. Next
I
roll.
keep going in the wrong direction here.
4 and 6 for a 10.
All right, we have passed go for $200. Excuse me, there we go. And we are on Vermont Avenue.
All right, Scott, here's a chance for you to get some more monies. Scott Michels, that is 330 on the line.
All right, Michels, in marine biology, what do the letters in the acronym SCUBA stand for?
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
And that is correct. 330 to you takes you to 3835. And if we can get a time update and another roll.
Just over 9 minutes to go. We got 4 and 5 for a 9.
And that takes us to community chest. Fantastic.
Come on, unicorn. Come on, unicorn.
This says theater seats for opening night. The yellow player will receive $200 from each opponent. So 200 from Michels, 200 from McVeigh, and 400 for Doug. He's now at negative 135. Next roll.
I can live with that.
Just do that another time, and you'll be where you're supposed to be. 3 and 4 for a 7.
And that's Illinois Avenue.
All right, Seffi, $1,100 on the line. A chance to extend your lead.
Seffi, in theater, which Italian opera term literally means first lady?
Diva?
No, toss up.
Oh, I just gotta shoot.
So what is it, Seffi?
Prima donna.
Prima donna would have been the correct answer. All right.
Got it.
Nothing doing there. Next roll.
It's doubles. Come on.
Did you say a 6?
It's a 6.
Oh, we going to jail. $50 from each player means we take that, put it in the free parking jackpot, which is now up to $875. Next roll.
Here we go again. 1 and 3 for a 4.
And that's Virginia Avenue.
All right, Scunty. Time to get some money back. 540 on the line.
All right, Skunt. In technology, when measuring heat quantity, what do the initials BTU stand for?
Building temperature unit?
No, I'm sorry. Toss up. Doug Trovinger.
British Thermal Unit.
British Thermal Unit is correct, and Doug Trovinger is in the positive. Well done, buddy. All right, $355 for Doug. Next roll.
4 and 5 for a 9.
That takes us to Indiana Avenue.
All right, Seppi. 1050 on the line.
All right, Seffi. In sports, who is the only player to have played in both the World Series and the Super Bowl?
Bo Jackson?
Yep.
No, toss up.
Ooh.
Y'all are going to kick yourself. He is the current coach of the Colorado Buffaloes, Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders. Oh.
Yep, no doing. All right.
It's not Bo Jackson, it's Bonanza.
2 and 4 for a 6.
At least we're not going to jail.
Marvin Gardens.
All right, Seppi, let's try that again. 1200 on the line this time.
Seffi, in U.S. currency, how many nickels make up $1?
20.
20 is correct. 1200 to you. 7160. Next roll.
4-1 for a 5.
And that's Pennsylvania Avenue.
All right, Skunty, $1,400 on the line. A chance to try to close that gap a little bit.
All right, Skunt to the litter. The Muslim holy city of Mecca is located in which country? Toss up. McVeigh.
Israel.
No, and that's going to cost you $1,400.
Wow.
Doug, do you want to take a shot at it?
I think I know what it is, but I'm going to pass.
Okay, well, just for shiggles, what do you think it is?
Was it Egypt?
Nope, Saudi Arabia.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Time update and next roll, please.
Just under 5 minutes to go. 1 and 2 for a 3.
Oh shit.
All right, Park Place.
All right, Skunty, let's try this again. 1,500 on the line.
All right, Skunt Streak. In U.S. measurements, how many inches are in a linear yard?
36.
36 is correct. 1,500 to you takes you to 5,085. Next roll. It's getting tight.
1 and 4 for a 5.
Oh, no.
And, of course, we have passed go. Looky there, Doug's at 555 now. And we've hit community chest because no one likes me. All right. Our card says, inheritance. Green player is going to collect $250. Taking him to 6210. Next roll.
Doubles! It's a 12.
And that would be Virginia Avenue.
All right, Skunty, a chance to close the gap even more. 540 on the line.
All right, let's see if you can skunt the ball down the field. In television, the theme song of what sitcom was Gary Portnoy's Where Everybody Knows Your Name?
Cheers?
Cheers is correct. That was in time.
yes, in
540 to you. 58-25. Next roll.
Coming up on 3 minutes left. 4 and 5 for a 9.
And we're on Indiana Avenue.
All right, Seffi's. Skunty's trying to catch up to you. Here's a chance to pull away. 1050.
All right, George Stephanopoulos. In mythology, how many eyes did the Cyclops have?
1.
1 is correct. 1,050 you. 7260. Next roll.
3 and 2 for a 5.
And that's Waterworks.
All right, players, we've reached the other utility property. This question is now worth $500 in its open season.
Players, what planet is known as both the morning star and the evening star? And that's Michels.
Venus?
I'm your Venus. You're my fire. 500 to you. 6325. Next roll.
Approaching that 2-minute warning. 4 and 2 for a 6.
And that'd be Pennsylvania Avenue.
All right, it's got the chance for you to take the lead on this one. $1,400 on the line.
All right, Skunt, drop and roll. Founded in Kansas City in 1928, the letters F, F, A, stand for the future members of which American profession?
Farmers.
Farmers is correct. 1400 U, 7725. Next roll.
62 for an 8.
$200 for pass and go for everybody, and we've hit Community Chest. And we have here the yellow player must pay 10% of his score. So we're going to make that nice and fair. We're going to take $75 away from him. And we are going to add that to the free parking jackpot. Makes it $950. Next roll.
1 minute warning now. We got doubles, and it's a 10.
Junk.
That's the electric company.
All right, players, $1,000 on the line, and it's open season on this question.
In psychology, triskaidekaphobia is the and that is Michels.
The number 13.
Number 13 is correct. 1,000 to you. 89.25. Next roll.
Doubles again, and it's a 2.
A 2.
Virginia Avenue.
All right, Skunty, 540 on the line.
All right. In nature, what winter shrub, popular during the Christmas season, is named for an American diplomat? Toss up. McVeigh.
Poinsettia.
Poinsettia is correct. 540 to you. $8,000. Next roll. No, there is not another roll. We have come to the end of the big money round. Let's look at where we stand. Right now in third place with positive dollar amount somehow, some way, Doug Trollinger with $680. In second place is our green player, is Scott McVeigh with $8,000, and still in first place is our champion, the red player, Scott Michels, with $8,925. This is where we will take our final commercial break of the evening. Whenever we go into that break, we're going to be selling back all of those upgrades. When we come back, we'll add that to the players' total to see who's going on to play for up to as much as $70,000. I got the number right here on Monopoly. All right, everybody, welcome back here to Monopoly. Man, we have had a fantastic game going on here tonight, and it's time to bring this thing into the train station. Here we go. And by the way, train station, 2 weeks in a row, no hostile takeovers. So, here's how Here's how things fall out. We start with our player that was in third place at the end of the previous round, Doug Trovinger. He had $680. Unfortunately, no properties, which means nothing to gain. He walks away tonight with $680. Our player that was in second place at the end of that round, Scott McVeigh, he had $8,000. When we sell back all of his upgrades, he was able to net an additional $2,000. We add that to his total tonight. He finishes with $10,000 even. And finally, we move over to Scott Michels. So when we take a look at what he's got and we sell back all of his upgrades, he was able to net an additional $2,600, which means tonight he finishes with $11,525. Scott Michels, you're a two-time champion here on Monopoly. Congratulations.
Well done, Scott. Great. We knew Scott was going to win. Great game, guys.
Man, what a game. I think this may be one of the first times ever, I could look back real quick, that we've ever had first and second place both finishing over 10,000. Fantastic game. We'll come back and talk to you in just a minute there, Michels, but first we'll go in reverse order. We start with Doug Trovinger. Doug, we said that your goal was to get at least $120, and you did that more than 5 times over. So tell me how you're feeling at the end of tonight's game. No idea what you just said, but we'll take it for that.
Hallelujah, I was in the positive for once.
Yeah, that is true. You were in the positive. $680, that is all yours to keep. That will go into your season total, bringing it now up to the sky-high total of $680. So, Doug, did you have a good time playing with us tonight?
I have had a great time. Thank you very much for hosting us all.
All right, absolutely, and I know that we had somebody out in the studio audience that wanted you to know and to remind you that we were playing Monopoly, not debt. So, yeah, definitely glad you had a good time, and hopefully we'll see you back here later this season. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody make sure to give it up there for Mr. Doug Trovinger. Next, we go over to our green player, Scott Seffy McVeigh. Again, $10,000. 9 out of 10 times you get into 5 digits and you're winning the game. So tell me about your experience tonight, how you felt things went.
Oh my God, I had a blast here tonight. We were just having way too much fun though. And I'll just be honest with you, Scott just got a little faster to the buzzer during the acquisition round, and he just got the properties he needed to be. And I think he did the right strategy with doing the 3 houses on 2nd Street there. So there you go.
Yes, and I know I've still got some of my producers that are a part of Grandma Studios here trying to figure out for the life of them what in the hell that strategy was. Again, guys, I will tell you all about his strategy when the show is over, the live stream is over. We'll go off to another room and I'll explain it to you what he did, because it is a very solid strategy that he pulled there. But I did, as we were talking there, I did go back and look. This is the first time in the 3 seasons of Monopoly that the game has ever finished with first and second place both in 5 digits. So, I mean, good game by you.
I'm happy about that.
Right? It was a very well played game by you. I don't know that I could say that you really went wrong. In maybe more than one instance, I think, is where you might have missed a question that wound up costing you a nice little chunk of money. But other than that, you played a fantastic game. Did you have a good time playing tonight?
You better believe I had a great time there, Turk. And I definitely will love to come back again this season.
Well, and hey, as always, we'll love to have you back again when that time comes around. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to give it up there for Mr. Scott Seffy McVeigh. And now we turn our attention to the man of the hour. He is now our two-time champion, Mr. Scott Michels. Scott, $11,525. Man, that it took everything you had plus just a little extra to take down Seffy today. Where are your emotions at right now?
I am very happy with my performance. I can breathe for once, because that between me and Scott, that was just back and forth tennis match, and Doug was sitting in the audience shopping for watches after he scratched the old one up. But no, end of the day, like, still, Doug is way better at trivia than this. Just when you got me and Seffy in a buzzer race versus each other, he just gets caught in the middle. So seriously, these are two great opponents. I am very surprised I walked out with the win, but I'm very happy I did. And great game, both of you.
And
Thank you, Scott.
And that you absolutely did. And here's the good news. You got 11,525 to your name, which, of course, brings your season total as of this moment up to $23,305. But that is not it for you tonight, because if you're ready, Scott Michels, it's time for you to play Once Around the Block. All right, this is that time everyone gets excited here inside of MVG Productions, and I know those of you out there in the watching audience get excited as well. This is our chance to see if someone can make it all the way around the board for a ton of cash. So far, our buddy there, I guess you could call him our buddy, Officer Bar Brady, he has, of course, kept anyone from getting any of that. The big bonus cash. Scott was able to get him for a little over $3,000 last week. We're going to see if he can get him for a lot more this week. So, of course, Scott, let's go over the rules real quick. You've got 5 rolls to try to get yourself completely around that board and make it 2 or beyond go. If you can do that without winding up going to jail, then if you make it beyond go this week, of course, we had 5,000 of the jackpot every week. That means this week the jackpot for pass and go is at $35,000. And if you can land exactly on go, we add 10,000 a week to each week of that, meaning this week you're playing for $70,000 if you can land on go. Just a reminder to everybody, of course, we still don't have the things worked out with the software yet to where we can up that, so it won't show on the screen, but of course it will in our standings and whatnot over here. So, of course, Scott, you'll roll those dice. You'll try to be making around the board here. But, of course, we can't just make it that simple. No, we've got to add some additional go-to-jail spaces. We're going to put 1 on 2nd Street, 1 on 3rd Street, and 2 on 4th Street. So, if you would, give me your 1 for 2nd Street that goes between St. Charles Place and New York Avenue.
Well, this week, I see it in the live chat. I'm going to follow what Mutzer says because, hey, if I go to jail, Mutzer, it's on you. So 2nd Street, he says community chest.
All right, community chest. All right, 3rd Street's going between Kentucky Avenue and Marvin Gardens.
Kentucky.
Okay. And 4th Street between Pacific Avenue and Boardwalk.
Both of the blues, Park Place and Boardwalk.
Ooh, Park Place and Boardwalk. Interesting strategy there. But hey, let's see what happens. Now, of course, Scott, if you can roll doubles at any point while we're going through here, we'll give you an additional roll. For every space that you make it to, we're going to give you $100 there in your center jackpot that you can walk away with at any time. If you make it through all your rolls like you did last week, then you can also walk away with the amount then as well. Just don't hit those go to jail spaces or roll doubles 3 times in a row, and we are good. So, with that being said, let's go once around the block. So, Mr. Monopoly, if you would, fire up our rock and roller on stage here. And Scott, when you're ready, you hit that button to tell it when to stop.
Oh, this one? Okay. Come on. Come on. Give me some good rolls. Hey, it worked.
And it's doubles right out of the gate, and it's a 2.
Oh, fantastic. Thank God I don't have to do that community chest. I had $200 for you there. Still 5 rolls remaining. We know the next roll is going to be safe. You cannot hit a roll high enough, so let's fire that rock and roller up and hit that buzzer when you're ready for it to stop.
Come on. Big roll.
4 and 1 for 5.
A chance. Okay, I see how this is going to go. All right, $500 added to the pot. $700 is where you are sitting at right now. Now, we are getting to a spot to where you could potentially hit one of those go to jail. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is your bad roll. Do you want to go on, or is it time to walk away and just say you're happy with 700?
We're going to go on.
He goes on. All right, rock and roller's fired back up. Muzzer's trying to take us to the end screen here, but we're not ready for that, so hit the button when you're ready.
All right. That buzzer's put away. Come on. Give me a 12. That'd be awesome. Roll it.
5 and 4 for a 9.
Oh! All right, $900 more. $1,600 is where we're at in that center jackpot now. You've got 3 rolls remaining. You can't hit the one right next to you, so bad roll is a 5 right here. $1,600 is all yours if you want it, or you can roll again. What's your pleasure?
I'm going to go on.
All right, rock and roll's fired back up. Hopefully this time that red buzzer will make it sound whenever you hit it to stop it.
Come on. Roll them.
I guess it didn't work.
3 and 6 for a 9.
Safe.
Oh, there's the hostile takeover. All right, $900 into that center jackpot. $2,500, and we're gonna have to get Seamus out there to take a look at your buzzer because it's not made the buzzy sound the last couple of times that you've hit it to roll. So, all right, you've got 2 rolls remaining. $2,500 could be yours if you just want to walk away, or you could go again and 5 or 12. So 5 and 12. There's 2 numbers against you now. Walk away with $2,500 or roll again.
We're going to roll on.
All right, here we go. Fire up that rock and roller. I'm going to hold these 2 lines together so that hopefully the buzzer sound hits.
Come on. Good roll. Let's roll.
3 and 1 for 4.
$400 more. $2,900. Here's your good news. That one right next to you, our big go to jail space, cannot touch you. Okay? So at this point now, you have got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 and 10 are your bad rolls. Roll me an 11, $70,000 is yours. Roll me a 12, $35,000 is yours. Anything, any other numbers besides that, and we're going to walk away with that center jackpot. That is if you want to go for it. 1 roll left, unless you get doubles. This is it. $2,900 can be yours for sure. Scott Michels, what do you do?
No! Go for it!
Oh, boy.
Stop!
Go all the way, dude.
Stop!
You've come this far.
You can do it.
Stop!
Miss Kitty, quit trying to touch Doug. He said stop 4 times. So, Scott, what are we doing?
I'll try it. Let's play on.
Here we go. Fire up that rock and roller one more time. A little buzzy for some stoppy.
Come on, please. An 11. An 11. Come on. Roll.
Double. doubles, and it's a 2.
Hey.
All right, so a roll back in there. $3,100 now. If I take a quick look last week, this is the exact spot you walked away. You walked away with $3,100 additional dollars last week. So do you walk away here again, or do you roll again? So again, 6 and 8, those are high frequency rolls. But a 9 will give you 70,000. 10, 11, and 12 gives you 35,000. Scott Michels, go or stop?
What's your gut, dude? Go. What's your gut, dude?
Go for it.
Turd. Let's roll a 9. Let's go.
Here we go. The rock and roller is fired up. Kitty Bergman is being sat on. Here we go. Tell me to stop.
Please give me a 9. Please give me a 9. Stop.
Shit, one of them fell out the box.
No.
He hit the button too hard.
No, I'm gonna put that one aside because that's a 4.
Oh God, there's.
Oh.
1 for 5.
It's money.
Okay, you're safe.
It's money. It's money.
So $500, that means $3,600 comes into what you won already tonight, taking you up to $15,125. That is a healthy chunk of change, Scott Michels.
That is good. I'm just glad I didn't dud at the end there.
Yeah.
That was playing with danger, and lucky for you, it was not too much. So you now have a running total this season of $26,905 to your name, boy. Those Benjamins have got to smell good.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Well, and good news for you, you will be back here with us again next week to defend your championship with a chance to win your 3rd game in a row. I know that you are probably looking forward to that.
I am very much. I always love coming back here on Monopoly, and it's even better when I'm coming back as champ.
All right. Well, we definitely look forward to seeing you back here next week with us. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Scott Michels. And, of course, this is where I bring over Mr. Monopoly, Jason Myers. So, Jason, another fantastic night here of Monopoly.
Indeed, and I was seriously hoping that the dice would have worked out on that last roll, but at least he was able to stop before hitting go to jail.
That is true. You know, I thought going into the roll before the end, I was like, okay, he's got this one. It's probably 3,100 again. It's probably time for him to stop. But hey, he decided to say, hey, let's go for it. See if we can win that big cash. But hey, he still walks away with something extra tonight.
Indeed, something's better than nothing.
Well, and the good news is, Jason, that jackpot still has not been won, which means coming into next week, if they can pass go, it will be up to $40,000. And if they can land on go itself next week, it will be up to $80,000.
Whole lot of money.
A whole lot of money's to be won, and we take a quick look at our scoreboard. You won't be able to see this on screen, but we're just going to mention this to you here. So far, our scoreboard, we've got 7 players that have played this season so far. Doug Trovinger's in 7th place with $608. John Bergman in 6th with $4,065. Elliot Schiff in 5th with $6,700. Travis Coulter comes in at 4th at $6,975. Scott Seffin McVeigh from tonight comes into 3rd place now at $10,000 even. Peach Boba in second place at $18,470. And in first place right now, again, Scott Michels, our current champion, at $26,905. As always, myself and Jason and Neil and Travis from Grandma Studios would like to thank all of you so much for watching, as you always do. I know I've seen us. We're at 15 right now. I know that's right around our top number for tonight. Thank you so much for taking time out of your night and staying up late with us to be a part of Monopoly tonight. I know that we always say we're going to try to start at 11:10 Central. There's always things coming up, so just know that Monopoly could happen from starting at 11 Eastern, going up to midnight or maybe even slightly after. But we'll definitely try to get to you each and every week. We plan on being back again next Monday night, scheduled again 11:10 Central. Unless something comes up, which again it normally does. But thank you so much for being out there to watch us every week, I should say. We hope you'll join us again next Tuesday night, or excuse me, tomorrow night, Tuesday night, for the next episode. I believe episode 6 is where we're going to be to, for the Barry and Enright Cup, as myself, Travis Coulter, and Jason Myers brings you night number 6 of that big tournament. Things have been going really well there, so we definitely look forward to having you back here again tomorrow night for another live stream. Make sure that you have thumbed up this video. Again, I would really, really love it. I've noticed that pretty much each week there's at least one person that's going in and giving it a thumbs down, and it's been a pretty consistent thing for quite a long time now. So the person that's doing that, I genuinely ask, whatever it is about the show that you're not liking, if it's the joke about trivia questions, if it's some of our potty humor, if it's that it's so late at night, whatever it might be, please go on to Discord if you would not mind. Go do at TurdFerguson21. Just send me a message. If you don't want me to respond to it, just say, hey, I just wanted to let you know, but don't respond to me. And I can keep that between us. But I would just like to know if there's anything we can do to turn that thumbs down into a thumbs up, because I know we would definitely love that. But to all of you that take the time to give it a thumbs up, thank you so much. Make sure you ring the bell for notifications so you know when the next video is going to go live here at MVG Productions. And make sure to go out and tell a couple of people. Jason, what is it you say?
Tell your friends, tell your family, and tell the whole world about our show, about this channel. Just spread the word.
Yeah, just like Doug did with his booty cheeks for Kitty Bourbon a few minutes ago. Spread it, spread it, spread it. But until we come back again next week, so we can go once around the block once again, see if somebody next week could win $80,000. He was Jason Myers. I'm Turd Ferguson, and you sure as hell aren't. We'll see you back here again next week for another exciting episode of Monopoly. Until then, take care, and good night, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, as the final buzzer sounds and the lights dim on another exciting day, we bid farewell here at MVG Productions, broadcasting from the heart of Silva, North Carolina. Today we've seen contestants triumph, puzzles unravel, and fortunes change. We hope our game shows brought you thrills, laughter, and maybe a few nail-biting moments. Thank you for being a part of our audience, supporting us, and recognizing the vision of Brandon Scruggs, who owns and operates MVG Productions. Until next time, we leave you with our national anthem. Good night.